Hey y'all, it's Casey Hope from Pizzazz Art Studio, and we are going to do a little hand lettering. Y'all know we love lettering things. We love focusing on truth. We love calming our mind and our spirit down with art, and just focusing on things that are a good way to start our day because our brains will fill with all kinds of other stuff if we don't direct our attention to something. So today we are going to letter Beauty for Ashes from Isaiah 61:3. Now, I don't know if you listened to our podcast this week. It's the Here's Hope podcast. Really, not just this week. We have a multitude of stories that kind of the same theme keeps rolling as far as beauty from ashes. We hear God taking people's pain, their struggles, their heartbreak, hard stuff, and we see how even through the hard stuff, God can redeem and restore and weave their stories in such a way that we do see beauty on the other side. We see things that were broken and then restored to beautiful. We see the painful things that did have a purpose in the end. And so head to the podcast if you want to listen to some stories like that, including this past week. It was a really good story, a good just interview of somebody taking her pain and turning it into purpose that really serves so many more people. But from that, we are going to letter Beauty for Ashes. So I am going to remove myself and I'm going to lower the camera. I am on tracing paper today, just because this is just easy to ooh, it's a little fuzzy, hang tight. It's just easy to grab and to draw on. I'm going to use my pencil first, and then I'm going to use my Tombow pen just to go over it. So this is just something that if you want to practice along with me, I'm going to try to go slow, talk you through it. Often when you are learning lettering, if you will just copy, okay, copy what I'm doing for a little bit. The more you copy it, the more your hand kind of gets familiar with it, and you can start to add your own spin on it after you have copied a few times. All right, so here we go. We're going to do the word beauty. So it's going to be beauty for ashes. Again, this is from Isaiah 61:3. And I want you to even think of in your own life, are there areas where things aren't too beautiful just yet, but you are trusting that God can take the pain, the hurt, and turn it into some sort of purpose. All right, so let's do the B. So I'm going to do a really kind of exaggerated line there for the first part of my B. Okay, I might even want to pull this down lower, but this is the first part of my B. So I started here, looped it, and came a little bit at an angle. I didn't go straight up and down. And then for the next part, I did the B, came back and looped it around. Probably want this tail a little bit shorter, so because I want that E to be a little bit closer. So then we have the E. Notice the tail came up. The A is going to be 2 strokes. There's the first part of the A, and there's the second. B-E-A. We have U, 2 strokes. T. Notice really quickly this stroke, down and up, down and up, down and up. I'm about to do it for the T as well. Down and up. Okay. So a lot of times if you just practice a few strokes, you are going to get a lot of letters out of those few strokes. I'm going to cross this in a moment, but before I do that, let's go ahead and do this Y. How fun is that? I love doing Ys like that. So I did the Y. I looped it around, and now I didn't come straight down with it because I wanted to have some room to do this. So I kind of went back with it a bit, then up, but no. And basically, I used this descender. So this part of the Y that's coming down is the descender to fill this space. All right. And so it's just fun to do it that way. Now I've got a lot of space up here. So I'm going to use this T that crosses, and I'm going to do some extra loops there to fill that space as well. All right, I know I want to tuck the word for in right here. I'm wondering if I want to do ashes first. I'll do for first. So I'm going to tuck the word F O R. And now for ashes, let's see. Probably going to kind of start in here. Trying to think here. I might have to do a little bit of filler right here if I do ashes down here. So let's just give this a go. So we're gonna do A, and now I'm gonna do this S a little different. There's lots of different ways to do S's. I'm gonna come down. So I did the A, and then I went straight into that S. Now I could just do an H, but since I have room up here to fill, I may do a loop H like this. That's the first part of that H. Here comes the E. And then I could do another S like this. I think I may. Or you could do an S, just like a regular S that touches that. Let's think. What? I'll go there. All right. Now, from here, if you've done this in pencil, then you can kind of exaggerate your lettering more. So, like if I wanted to pull this down more, I can, because I've done this in pencil. I can kind of add these flourishes, make them bigger where needed, different things like that. So that's the beauty of doing it in pencil first. And then whenever you are ready to go on top with markers, you could, with this being tracing paper now, you could put it right up underneath here. And of course, you could have done this on copy paper and then trace on top. Or you can go straight on top of your pencil if it's just practice paper. So let's go ahead with our marker. Now that we've kind of worked it out, one stroke at a time. Here we go. And if you are just joining us, we are doing Isaiah, a piece from Isaiah 61:3 about how God just can take take the ashes and turn them into something beautiful. Take the broken pieces, the hard stuff, and turn them into something beautiful. And we have seen that in people's testimonies time and time again. Not just in the Bible testimonies. Yes, they're there, but in modern day people we know, people again we've interviewed on the podcast, there's just so many stories, so many examples of of God doing that. All right, it makes it a lot easier to trace on top whenever you have whenever you've been doing the pencil underneath. Hey, Deb, I see you saying, hope you catch the replay from last night. I am so sorry about all the hard times we had last night getting on into the lettering club, man. But it is all there. Everything is there. All right. And I wish those two wouldn't have touched, but they did. No big deal. Now I'm going to go back. I could leave this as is, but I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to go back and thicken the downstrokes with this. Now I could have done it a little bit more pronounced as I was doing it the first time with this pen, but I didn't want to think about all that. So I'm just thickening the downstrokes, leaving the upstrokes thin. That's how we get a nice contrast between our lines. And sometimes we need this reminder because sometimes we can forget that God can take our pain and make something meaningful out of it, make something purposeful, help other people with it. Sometimes there is a purpose outside of just ourselves, and sometimes we need that reminder. So beauty for ashes. This is Isaiah 61:3. And I think that's it. That's it. Just wanted to do a little lettering fun for you this morning. A little bit of lettering tutorial if you followed along with me, a little bit of lettering practice. You'll find that doing things with your hands, drawing, lettering, painting, it calms your spirit. And then when you can focus your mind on truth, it's like a double doozy of goodness. So I'm gonna pop back up here. All right, y'all, that is it for this morning. Let us know in the comments if you like these. We will do more quick little lettering with you if this is something you'd like. We want to hear about it. So leave a comment below. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And we will be back soon. All right, y'all. I hope y'all have a really good day. And if you do this, if you give this a try, drop it in the comments. We want to see. All right, y'all. See ya.